The situation just exploded in the automotive world. New EU right-to-repair laws are about to force Bugatti to rethink everything about how they deal with independent rebuilds. And now, what's happening with Matt Armstrong's Chiron Per Sport project and Mark McCann's broken Veyron is starting to expose a system Bugatti can't defend anymore. They refuse to support Matt, claiming independent garages weren't capable. Meanwhile, Mark can't even get a simple Gearbox quote, and after a full month, Bugatti still hasn't called him back. Before we go any further, hit like, share, and subscribe, because what's unfolding with Matt Armstrong and Mark McCann is exactly why these EU right-to-repair laws exist. Bugatti is now on the edge of losing its parts monopoly, and this story shows why. Let's break it down step by step. It started when Matt Armstrong took on the rebuild of FXG's crashed Chiron, but almost instantly, Bugatti stepped in and refused to supply any parts at all. At one point, Mate Rimac released a public video explaining why rebuilds like this shouldn't happen outside official channels. He argued that only a few locations worldwide have the equipment, and only a handful of specialists have the training to do it properly. Bugatti even claimed the car couldn't be split apart anywhere except 2 facilities on the planet. But that didn't stop Matt Armstrong. Instead of backing off, he built what Bugatti wouldn't provide. And when the gearbox mounting bracket was damaged, Bob the welder repaired it and reinforced it beyond factory strength. All 4 radiators? Repaired. The front aluminum structure? 3D scanned and CNC machined back into existence. A custom exhaust system built from scratch by Valvetronic. Then Matt Armstrong went further, splitting the car in a normal garage with basic tools, proving Bugatti's claim about specialized facilities wasn't about capability, it was about control. The result? The Chiron started instantly. The gearbox worked flawlessly, the exhaust performed perfectly, everything functioned exactly how it should. Bugatti said it was impossible. Matt proved them wrong in front of millions. Matt Armstrong didn't win because of Bugatti, he won in spite of them. Every fix came from outside their system because Bugatti refused to support the rebuild from day one. But while Matt was exposing that on the Chiron, Mark McCann ran into a different nightmare. He picked up the cheapest Bugatti Veyron in the world for $900,000, a Mansory Pang edition that had been left in pieces for over 3 years. And the reason? A completely failed gearbox. No reverse, no forward gears, nothing. The entire unit was dead. And here's the real problem, no one knew why. Because Bugatti designs these gearboxes as sealed systems, meaning they're not meant to be opened or repaired at all. Mark McCann needed a replacement gearbox. Estimated cost around $300,000. On paper, it sounds simple. Contact Bugatti, request a quote, and move forward. But that's not what happened. Bugatti wouldn't even provide a price. Weeks went by, and Mark still had no quote. He called Bugatti Manchester. They redirected him to Bugatti London. He called London. Voicemail, no response. He tried again and again, getting nothing but automated messages and missed connections. Eventually, he finally reached someone in the parts department. They told him they'd check availability and get back to him within a day or 2. That call never came. That was weeks ago, and still nothing. No callback, no quote, no update. And this is where it gets strange, because while Mark McCann was stuck waiting on Bugatti, he tried something else just to compare. And what happened next completely exposes the gap. He contacted BMW and asked for a gearbox quote for an F80 M3. And in under 2 minutes, he had a full answer. 2 minutes. Meanwhile, Bugatti, over a month, and still nothing for a Veyron gearbox. And that contrast raises a question most people aren't even thinking about yet. Why is one system built for access and the other built to stall? Eventually, Mark does get through to a Bugatti representative, but what they tell him doesn't solve the problem. It makes it worse, because instead of diagnosing anything, they shut the entire situation down with one statement. The gearbox is a sealed unit. It can't be opened. It can't be repaired. It has to be replaced. And right there, the real issue reveals itself. Because that means even if the failure is something tiny, a bearing, a seal, a minor internal fault, Bugatti won't fix it. They won't even check. It's full replacement only, minimum $200,000, and in some cases closer to $300,000. But the next detail is where it starts to fall apart. There's also up to $100,000 difference between gearbox variants. Same car, same core system, massive price gap. So Mark asks the obvious question, how can that difference possibly be justified? And the answer he gets isn't really an answer. No breakdown, no technical explanation, just a vague statement that certain Veyrons require the more expensive unit, and that's it. Which leads to another question they don't want to answer. Is this pricing based on engineering or control? Then comes the final twist from Bugatti, and this is where the pattern becomes impossible to ignore, because they point out that since the car has already been taken apart by someone else, they can't guarantee anything unless they take over the entire process themselves. And that sounds reasonable at first, until you connect it to everything that happened before. Because now the system becomes clear. First, deny support for independent work. Then, when that work happens anyway, use it as the reason to take full control back. And once you control the process, you control everything: price, parts, time, access, and this is exactly where things start to collide with something much bigger. Because while all of this is happening, new EU right to repair laws are about to come into force, and they're targeting this exact behavior. And the timing couldn't be worse for Bugatti, because once these rules kick in, the entire system they rely on starts to break. Starting July 2026, manufacturers will be required to give independent repairers and owners access to parts, tools, and repair information for years after production ends, which means Bugatti won't be able to block Gearbox sales anymore. They won't be able to hide behind sealed components, and they definitely won't be able to ignore basic requests like pricing while customers are left waiting. But here's the part no one is ready for. Everything we've just seen, from Matt Armstrong's Chiron rebuild to Mark's Veyron situation, fits directly into what these laws are trying to eliminate. Refusing parts to protect a service monopoly, questioning independent capability without proof, locking away diagnostic tools, forcing customers into controlled dealer networks. Every single one of those tactics becomes illegal, and that changes the game completely, because Matt already proved something Bugatti said wasn't possible. And now, regulation is stepping in to decide which direction the industry goes next. But here's the twist no one is talking about yet. What if Bugatti doesn't adapt? Because July 2026 doesn't just introduce new rules, it forces compliance. Bugatti will have to supply parts. They will have to support independent repairs. They will have to provide access to systems they've always controlled. The gatekeeping starts to collapse. The monopoly weakens, and the entire business model comes under pressure. And when that happens, something has to give. So now the real story isn't just about two cars. It's about what happens when one of the most exclusive manufacturers in the world is forced to change, and whether they adapt or get dragged into it. Quick summary so you don't miss what just happened. Bugatti delayed a basic gearbox quote for over a month. A BMW gearbox quote took under 2 minutes. Bugatti enforces full replacement instead of repair. Even minor faults trigger 200K, 300K costs. Price differences of 100K come with no clear explanation. Independent work is discouraged, then used as leverage. Matt Armstrong proved independent rebuilds are possible. Mark McCann exposed what happens when control is absolute. EU laws are about to make these practices illegal. July 2026 could completely reshape how Bugatti operates. Subscribe now because this isn't over. The real test begins when these laws take effect. Will Bugatti open up or fight back? Because what happens next could expose everything.